Right, match I end a game where Chelsea at again, and you see the post match analysis and the highlights kakra and second the bro. I'm saying about enjoy analysis now as on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. Of course, don't subscribe. Not tell you notifications send about anytime via content about drop if you your first to have it on Fiifi-Manfred on YouTube. 12 losses and 13 for Leicester City. I'm gonna try some combination first win in 6 attempts at Stamford Bridge. And the first win of Enzo Maresca against Nadam for our friend Ruud van Nistelrooy in top tier management. Chelsea had to win. And I've been singing this song for a very long time. For the past few weeks, say, someone to me Southampton. And what to me Leicester City. They have no business thinking about the Champions League. And the season is very much stretched. Injuries. I want your money. And then off the back of Nottingham Forest all share against Man City and City dropping points, Chelsea knew said it was super important to get a win against your friend Leicester City and then our Stamford Bridge. And Leicester has been struggling. Of course, before that game never started, the biggest question that we all asked ourselves is just before the game started, we had said Abrantia, your friend Reece James was out of the team, Mudryk was out of the team. So people asked a lot of questions, say, hey, Reece James are saying Premier Man now. What is going to happen to our friend Reece James? What we had explanation from Enzo Maresca, and he said, no, while in a team hotel, and our friend Reece James, I'll catch a team doctors and said the home fan as for Yareka, he had got a fever, which is a high temperature in tea. The next morning, more assessing and they realized that Reece James could not go on and play, and then that's they had to move and not only team anymore, of course. So after the game against FC Copenhagen, Enzo Maresca catching and said, "Your friend, Malagusto was fine, but then in this game also before that in the 18, and he said Malagusto are taking a knock, so it was going to be us. But then the good thing was that our friend Wesley Fofana was back in the team. In fact, starting lineup not starting, and also our friend Romeo Lavia was also back into the team on the bench. And the big question also leading up to this was that Moise Caicedo. No, 9 yellow cards. One more from the 10th yellow card of the season, which will see him miss 2 next games for Chelsea Football Club. So, was it a game where Maresca had to play him and he saw Bonana then also again? And what was important, and it said Enzo Maresca decided to go in with him, and especially also in the absence of Reece James. My thinking was that then it means that Enzo Maresca he will definitely play a bench friend of Moises Caicedo again. It tells you that Maresca doesn't really trust a bench friend Kane and Dries on our English Premier League. He would rather play any other player or a different formation than play a bench your friend Kane and Dries on, and especially because he had come match that team my friend Leicester City no matter someone Sano Kakra. So what that meant is that Enzo Maresca knew that he had to change a few things because Leicester 4 were not playing the same way. Like I said, Enzo Maresca down for power and the Leicester 4 manager for the Ruud van Nistelrooy only on the year to play together at Malaga for a very, very long time. So obviously it was going to be a game where they know each other. And Utie Ruud van Nistelrooy before the game, or say only Chelsea will have lots of the ball off you. Into what they will do, they said they will cede possession to Chelsea or met next day with a back 5 and they will get a job there. And before the game, like Enzo Maresca have a kind said, yes, only Leicester team, but this was the very first time we saw one down for friend Ruud van Nistelrooy, elbow with a back 5. What should he do? What can he do? Then on your honor, and according to him, Odin Komodo about Ruud van Nistelrooy, he realized a Chelsea with a diamond, and that is where I think Enzo Maresca was brilliant. In fact, so the statistics of the game, you can tell that game was really stretched. Your ball game you in the Chelsea winning game by just a goal to 0, but the issue isn't just in the goals now about matching or just the one goal there. Chelsea a ball possession of 57-43 to Leicester. Last 10 minutes and Leicester starts to move ball every. Chelsea created XG of 1.68. Leicester a ball XG of 0.10. Chelsea in your goal attempt 20. Leicester in your 3. So shot on goal 7, Leicester 3, shot off goal 5, Leicester 0, block shots 8, Leicester 0, big chances 2, Leicester 0, 12 corner kicks and then 2 over there from team your friend FC Leicester City. Chelsea Echo starting lineup. Like I did mention, the big inclusion was the presence of Abrantia Yefreno, Wesley Fofana. Makani several times said, when you are playing in a possession heavy team to send your Chelsea Bonner, you need one of the center backs, outside center backs, either the LCB or the RCB, to be the aggressor and also the ball carrier. And Macheche several times the role of the cat and dog in the build-up play. Whilst you need your CCB, to be the calmer, the controller, to build up from back now. You need the outside center back now to be very, very aggressive. Either of them. Yes, we've seen several times that Levi Cole has played there, but he hasn't been at his best as an outside center back when he has to be aggressive. This game, I think it was okay, albeit still not a little bit careful. Then time being no person step it up, because a lot of the time you have to step up, you have to be aggressive, you have to win duels on him. He didn't do that so much, but I think he was okay. But boy, oh boy, the importance again of a branch friend Wesley Fofana, our Chelsea backlining. The calmness, the composure, last ditch defending, box defending, everything that you want from a center back that is French trained, aggressive, combative. And when he was playing against players, we'd say Belal El Kanu, Zania Brentia, friend Jamie Vardy, who are very good on the half 10, very good in the half space, very good even aerially. Then you need a Brentia friend Wesley Fofana to do that job for you. There's a point I think in the first half where Leicester found a very good cross off the left hand side. And it was straight up going into the path of Jamie Vardy, who probably would have scored from there. And a very good last ditch defended from Abrantia friend Wesley Fofana. The aggression to step up, the ability to step into midfield and then win draws. Wesley was spot on, very, very spot on in everything that he was doing. And you give him a lot of credit with that job that he did over there. Of course, Chelsea went into the game with Wesley Fofana at right centre back over there. Then had Abrantia friend Tosin Aderebi and Levi Cole as the two centre back pair. Marco Crea at right back in the left back in the absence of Rhys James. Then had Abrantia friend Malok, Moise Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez as the two centre back pair. Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer, Jadon Sancho, and then of course Abrantia friend Christopher Nkunku up top for Chelsea Football Club. So what it meant is that because Leicester were playing with a back five of Thomas, Connor Cody, Abrantia friend of Faiz, James Justin and Christensen being the wing backs, Boubacar Soumare and then Wilfred Ndidi as the two central midfielders, Belal El Kanius and of course Patson Daka and Jamie Vardy up top. Now, what Chelsea did in this game was to go in there and do a build-up of a 3-1-2-1-2, and that is the diamond shape. In build-up constantly. Abrantia, your friend of Marco Crea didn't come inverted into the middle of the pack. He kept the width on the right, on the left-hand side. Then Abrantia, friend of Christopher Nkunku rather came inside as slightly outside at the side of the diamond. Had Abrantia friend Moses Caicedo at the tip of the diamond. At the base of the diamond, Then on the right hand side, there was Abrantia friend Enzo Fernandez in that area on the side of the diamond. Then Cole Palmer in there, just so Chelsea will have enough men around team my friend Leicester City for midfield of three. Then they can play around them, because of course Boubacar Soumare, Wilfred Ndidi, and Belal El Kanius will do a lot of work without the ball and build up to try and shadow press and shadow mark all of the Chelsea players in various areas and zones. There was really important thing to do in that part of the game, and that's exactly what Chelsea were able to do over there. So the build up, there were no issues. Chelsea were able to play through them. Of course, there were times where Enzo Fernandez, Cole Palmer and Nkunku would take turns to come and receive the ball on the half turn around. Of course, there was width from Marco Crea on the left hand side, width from Jadon Sancho on the right hand side. I think that all throughout the first half, the most dangerous part of Chelsea's play was from the right hand side, where there was Jadon Sancho receiving ball with a very, very close control, tight control, the ball carrying ability into the box, which is very important. But again, while Chelsea created the most difficult chances now, because not Leicester were playing with a back line of five and then protecting the box. Now, almost every time Jadon Sancho goes to the byline, he couldn't cross the ball, across the face of goal. He had to cut it back up. Then that is where you have Boubacar Soumare and Abrantia friend Wolf Ndidi being aggressive on Cole Palmer almost every time. So it was in the first half, constantly Chelsea had lots of those chances, opening up spaces around him. It was one of those chances, and a fall into Abrantia friend Cole Palmer. See, Cole Palmer is in a really difficult place in his career stands now. Really difficult place, and for me it was expected. My only worry was that when this time come up, other people have to step up. And that is something that I'm particularly excited about. The game against Copenhagen, what Chelsea did was that they stepped up with Marco Correa, that they stepped up again with Reece James. Cole Palmer was obviously going to get to a point in the season where the goal tally was going to drop, the output was going to drop. There were going to be a few issues here and there with him. What was important, however, was say it drew our points now. Somebody stepping up. And for me, that was my worry. And that's a little glimmer of hope. The win against Leicester for me is not a big deal. But in the last two games, the little positive I pick up is the fact that in the game against Copenhagen, like I said, Enzo Fernandez and Reece James had to step up. They did. The game against Leicester City, they are attackers. There is Nkuku, there is Cole Palmer, he's struggling. There is Nkuku Singh, there is Pedro Neto. He had to do a lot of stretching of the Leicester City defense team, do a lot of issues. Kakao on him had issues over there. Then somebody has to step up. And this time it was Marco Correa. And to be very honest, another game where he doesn't play inverted, has to come off the left-hand side as a winger when Chelsea are attacking in the final third. And say Unya will be so best striking the ball and get a job done. He takes responsibility and get a job done. I've said it several times, and maybe Marco Correa is also another example of why Chelsea fans sometimes need to be a little bit careful and patient with how they manage player and the expectations of players in the morning game. When Marco Correa was starting, Yakai 2 seasons ago, last season, under Graham Potter and Mauricio Pochettino, there were times where people said Marco Correa should leave the team anytime. That's really good. He settled in and doing an excellent job for the club. And look at that strike from outside of the box, from the left foot. At the time in the second half of the game, the game obviously was a little bit stretched, and Chelsea needed to take advantage. Chelsea were winning a lot of their second balls and duels on Fiifi-Manfred. But that obviously wasn't going to be enough. The duels was not going to be enough. The second balls wasn't going to be enough. What needed to happen was Chelsea to force the issue and then get a goal from there. And for Arbon midfield left hand side on him. Now Abrantia friend Marco Correa, a striker goal is very, very important. Chelsea attacking without Nicolas Jackson and Noni. Dios more and plenty of you. A lot of the times we're criticizing Nicolas Jackson, we're criticizing Noni Mudryk. You can tell how difficult it was without them. They stretch the teams, they make it take on them, and I think it's important. I think that in the second half, one of the things that Enzo Maresca did well was to put pressure more on Leicester City to force play and then open up the game, to force artificial transitions over there. And I think that was smart for Enzo Maresca, especially in the second half when Chelsea had missed the penalty from Cole Palmer, struggling to get a goal. And in the second half, you want to get a goal. You want artificial transitions. You want to force them. So it was much more of an aggressive press. It looks as if said Oni Abrantia friend Pedro Neto Kasaye or Cherry, they say he has to do more. He has to press better. He has to be more aggressive. On running channels thing, said the Bayer, Obeti doors and Chelsea created enough to score at least one error on him, despite not having many big chances. But Correa Belton was important. And yet the best performance, and yet well controlled, and yet. But it's on a day, like I said before the analysis, it was a day where the job had to be done. It didn't matter how, it didn't matter when. The job had to be done. Chelsea had to go to fourth place. One, to boost confidence. One, to help the team go. And the fact that the next games there, but you need a confidence to go and play against Copenhagen and then play against Arsenal subsequently before you go in and go and play in that game. Go on for the international break. So it was a really, really important one. Really super important. And I think that it was spot on. Chelsea needed. Wesley Fofana was incredible. They didn't look like would be a more game in a very long time. Neto's pressing in the second half was very, very good. But for me, the difference maker was Abrantia, your friend of Marco Correa. And of course, it was needed over the really up-down game in the second half. This really meant a lot to me. Everybody needed it. The team wanted it. Chelsea needed it. And at some point in time, Chelsea bringing in Joshua Champion, many Abrantia, your friend of Tyreek George come and help the job. And I think that was also a smart substitution from Enzo Maresca. Said Leicester for Wood Vanisha, this Fiifi-Manfred, the best on right hand side. Or Nick Chalobah back. You want Chalobah to defend the box, not be pulled out. And not the Abrantia friend of Joshua Champion have a shot to come and deal with Fiifi-Manfred. That was a good one. What a freaking important win, man. I think it has to be celebrated. Moises Caicedo did a good job over there. And I think that is a very, very good game from Chelsea Football Club. And a lot of credit for the job that has been done over there. A good job over there for Chelsea Football Club. And I love it. Say Chelsea Football have done a very, very good job in there. in terms of the dictation of the pace of the game and then scoring that goal from team my friend in Chelsea Football Club. The last time I saw Chelsea winger doing that job was my brand here friend Marco Alonso. What a strike from team my friend in Chelsea Football Club, and then Mark Kukurea. Brilliant goal, and everybody will take that one. We'll see you later in the analysis. Bye bye.